We're live again. This is the second match of a tie match. Our St. James Trojans went down to defeat against Auburn 2-1, and they're preparing to play crosstown rival and 4A competitor, Alabama Christian Academy. Both teams meet each other at the net. Tell each other good luck, and I never have understood that. St. James preparing to start, and it looks like St. James will be serving since Emily Poundstone's on the court, but St. James is going with Bailey Williams, Carson Ann Crow, Emily Poundstone, Kathleen Wright, Emily Olsey, and Mary Lee Capulla. The down referee is checking lineups. Alabama Christian, let's see if I can set the screen up a little better for you. There you go. Ball's ready to play. Rolled into Poundstone for St. James, and we're playing ball. Poundstone serve comes into the back of the ACA defense. ACA sets up their offense. Point for St. James. ACA attacker hit the ball long. St. James up 1-0. Poundstone serves a floater serve back to the back left. ACA sets up a back row attack, dug up by Carson Ann Crow. She gets it to Poundstone, over to Kathleen Wright, and the ball's down. Kill for Kathleen Wright. 2-0, St. James. Poundstone serve comes into the back left corner. ACA sets up their offense. Dug up nicely by Poundstone. Bailey Williams gets it over to Carson Ann Crow. She rolls it over the defense. ACA sets up their attack. Dug up by Carson Ann Crow. Gets it to Poundstone. Back to Kathleen Wright. Cross-court attack dug up by ACA. ACA dinks the ball over the block. Poundstone sets Olsey in the middle. She dinks the ball over the block. ACA gets the ball up. Tips the ball over. Played by Capulla to Poundstone. Back to Capulla. So the attack's hit long. Point for ACA. Side out. St. James holding on to a 1-point lead, leading 2-1. Serve comes in, played by Carson Ann Crow, gets it to Poundstone to Olsey. Ball's hit wide. Point for ACA. That evens the score at 2. St. James 2, Alabama Christian 2. Number 6 for ACA, serving the ball in, played by Olsey. Ball's gotten over to Poundstone. Carson Ann Crow with a back row attack. ACA sets up their offense, dinks the ball over, played by Poundstone. Bailey Williams plays it to Mary Lee Capulla. ACA digs the ball up, sets up their offense. Nice dig by Carson Ann Crow, gets it to Poundstone. Kathleen Wright, blocked and hit back out of bounds by St. James. That's a point for ACA. Alabama Christian leading St. James now 3-2. Serve comes in, played by Carson Ann Crow, gets it to Poundstone. Olsey rolls it over the defense. ACA sets up their attack. Ball's tipped. That's for St. James. That's a point for Alabama Christian. Alabama Christian now leading St. James 4-2. Serve comes in, played by Carson Ann Crow, helped out by Bailey Williams. Olsey rolls the ball over the defense. ACA sets up their offense. Nice dig by Poundstone. She gets it to Carson Ann Crow. Kathleen Wright hits it over and dinks it over. Kathleen Wright with a rollover kill. Point for St. James inside out. St. James down by 1, 4-3. Mary Lee Capulla, number 7, serving for St. James. Serve comes into the back row. ACA sets up their offense. ACA attacker hits it into the St. James block and down on St. James side for a point for ACA. They now lead St. James 5-3. Serve comes in to Carson Crow. She gets it to Poundstone. Poundstone to Olsey. Ball's blocked, tipped back over by Olsey. ACA sets up their attack, pushes the ball over, played by Marilee Capulla to Poundstone. Bailey Williams rolls it over and down. The kill for Bailey Williams. St. James pulls to within 1. Alabama Christian leading 5-4. Alan Browning, number 8, serving for St. James. Serve comes in, floater serve to the middle of the ACA defense. Play comes in. Browning digs the ball up, gets it to Poundstone, back over to Crow. That's an attack error by St. James. The ball goes wide right. Side out, ACA. The lead St. James 6-4. Serve comes in, played by Crow, gets it to Poundstone. Poundstone back to Crow in the middle. That's a kill for Carson and Crow. The old give and go in volleyball. St. James pulls back to within 1. Alabama Christian 6, St. James 5. Emily Olsey serving for St. James. Ball comes in, serve to the back right. The ACA sets up their attack. Tip at the net, and it falls over on St. James side for a point for ACA. They lead now 7-5. Number 17 for ACA serves the ball barely over the net. Nice serve. Carson Crow gets the ball back over the net. Free ball to St. James, played by Marilee Capulla to Olsey. Back to Crow. Nice dig by the ACA defense. Tough play. That was a nice dig by the ACA defense. Carson Crow with the kill for St. James. St. James trails by 1 again. ACA leads 7-6. Carson Crow serves the ball to the middle of the ACA defense. Olsey keeps the ball alive. Alan Browning saves it. Carson Crow gets the ball back over the net. ACA sets up their offense. ACA's attack was blocked at the net. They punch the ball over and back on to St. James side. ACA side out. They lead St. James now 8-6. Serve comes in. Played by Marilee Capulla. Gets it to Olsey. Olsey to Ashley White. Ball's dug up. Ball's tipped. Tipped off the St. James block and onto the St. James side of the net for a point for ACA. They now lead St. James 9-6. Serve comes in. Played by Alan Browning. She gets it to Olsey. Olsey back to Marilee Capulla. Nice attack, dug up. Bailey Williams with an overpass attack and kill. That's Bailey Williams' second kill of the match. Side out to St. James. They now trail ACA 9-7. Bailey Williams serving for St. James. Serve comes in to the middle of the back row. Overpass, dunked by Ashley White. Ashley White gets a kill on the overpass. Point for St. James. ACA still leads St. James 9-8. Bailey Williams serving to ACA, gets it to the back row. They set up their offense. That ball's long. That's an attack error by ACA. That evens the score at 9. Bailey Williams still serving for St. James. Floater serve, barely over the net. ACA gets the ball over the net. Carson Crow gets it. Olsey back to Ashley White. It's another kill by Ashley White. Point for St. James. They take the lead for the first time in a long time, 10-9. Bailey Williams serves the ball into the back right corner. ACA sets up their offense. Nice save by Marilee Capulla. Ball's gotten over the net by Olsey. They set up their block. Ball played by Bailey Williams. They set it up to Olsey. Olsey to Marilee Capulla. Ball's down. Kill for Marilee Capulla. That's her first kill of the match. Put it on the tee and she hammers the ball down. St. James lead now 11-9. Bailey Williams serves the ball below the net. That's a Service error for St. James. Side out to ACA. St. James holding on to a 1-point lead. Number 15 for ACA serving the ball to St. James. Serve comes in, played by Carson Ann Crow. She gets it to Olsey. Olsey to Ashley White. Tips the ball over the net. ACA gets the ball. We got a free ball to St. James. Played by Carson Ann Crow. She gets it to Olsey. Olsey back to Ashley White. She dunks the ball over the net for a kill. That's Ashley White's third kill of the match. St. James leading now 12-10. Emily Poundstone comes in for Ashley White and serves for St. James. Poundstone serves, comes into the middle of the ACA defense. Tipped over the net, dug up by Capulia. Capulia to Poundstone, back to Capulia. That's a kill, that's her second kill of the match. Poundstone set it on the tee and she hammered it back down. St. James takes a 13-10 lead. Poundstone serve goes to the back left corner. Back row attack by ACA, dug up by Bailey Williams to Poundstone to Kathleen Wright. Ball's out of bounds, point to ACA. St. James holding on to a 2-point lead, 13-11. Number 6 for ACA serving to St. James. Serve comes in, played by Carson Ann Crow. She gets it to Poundstone. Pushes it over to Olsey. Olsey rolls the ball over the block. Dug up by Poundstone. Crow hustles it back. Bailey Williams gets the ball over the net. ACA sets up their attack. Ball's dug up by Poundstone. Bailey Williams hustles in to set it up. Capulia hits it over the block. ACA sets up their offense. Carson Ann Crow digs it up. Point to ACA. Looked like a jump ball at the net. St. James holding on to a 1-point lead. Serve comes in, played by Carson Ann Crow. She gets it to Poundstone. Kathleen Wright in the middle. ACA sets up their attack. Carson Ann Crow digs the ball up, gets it to Poundstone, back to Capulia. Off the block and down. Nearly Capulia's third kill of the match. That gives St. James a 2-point lead, now 14-12. Side out, Marilee Capulia serving for St. James. Serve tips the tape on the net, gets the ball over. Nice save, dug up off the net. Oh, Carson Ann Crow with a kill. The ball was hit into the net. Poundstone dug the ball up. Carson Ann Crow hit the ball over the net for a point for St. James. 15-12, St. James. Capulia serve is long. That's a service error for St. James. Side out to ACA, and the score now is St. James 15, ACA 13. Serve comes in, played by Bailey Williams, dug up by Poundstone. Carson Ann Crow off the block. Kill for Carson Ann Crow. St. James takes a 3-point lead now, 16-13 over ACA as Alan Browning comes in to serve for St. James. Browning serve floated in to the middle of the ACA defense. Oh, a nice block by Olsey at the net. A nice block again. Olsey and Williams on a block in the middle. Point for St. James. It now leads 17-13. Browning serve comes in, a floater to the middle of the defense. ACA sets up a short set, dug up nicely by Carson Ann Crow, gets it to Poundstone, back to Crow. Off the block and out of bounds. Carson Ann Crow's 5th kill of the match. Timeout ACA with the score on the court, 18-13. Both huddles break. The score on the court after the timeout, 18-13, St. James over ACA. Alan Browning, number 8, serving for St. James. Browning floats one into the middle of the defense. ACA sets up their offense. Tipped over. Olsey tipped. Mishandled ball at the net by St. James gives ACA a side out and a point. St. James holding on to a 4-point lead now, 18-14. Serve comes in, a floater serve. Dug up nicely by Carson Ann Crow. Ball goes over the net. Hammered down by the ACA attacker. Point for ACA. St. James leads now 18-15. Number 9 for ACA floats another serve over. Crow gets it to Poundstone, back to Crow. Ball's dug up by ACA. Ball off the ACA attacker, off the block and out of bounds. Point for ACA. Score now, St. James 18, ACA 16. Number 9 for ACA serving the ball into St. James, played by Marilee Capulia. Off Poundstone's head, Olsey gets the ball over the net. ACA sets up their attack. Ball hammered down by the ACA attacker. St. James now with a 1-point lead, 18-17. Serve comes in, played by Capulia. She gets it to Poundstone. Carson Ann Crow at the net. Ball's dug up by ACA. Ball rolled over. Browning gets the ball over to Poundstone. Poundstone to Crow. And off the ACA defender and out of bounds. That's a kill for Carson Ann Crow. St. James side out. They now lead 19-17. Emily Olsey serving for St. James. Serve comes into the middle of the defense. That's an ace for Olsey. Point for St. James. They now lead ACA 20-17. Olsey dang near in the women's locker room, hitting the ball back into the court. Olsey serves the ball into the back of the row. Ball's up at the net. Punched over. Saved by Capulia, but the ball goes out of bounds. Point to ACA. Capulia dove and tried to get the ball back up. Unsuccessfully, St. James holding on to a 2-point lead, 20-18. Number 17 for ACA serving to St. James. Nice serve. Ball goes to Alan Browning on the back, played by Olsey over to Ashley White. Free ball to St. James, played by Marilee Capulia. Overpass. Hitting the net by the ACA attacker, giving St. James a point. St. James leading now by 3, 21-18. Carson Ann Crow, number 13, serving for St. James. Crow serve floated into the back left corner, pushed up to the net, tipped over. Point for ACA. Ball was tipped over the net and hit the court on St. James' side. St. James with a 2-point lead now. Serve floats in, played by Alan Browning. Olsey gets it back over to Marilee Capulia. Ball's hitting the net. That's an attack error on St. James, giving ACA a point. Timeout, St. James. St. James holding on to a 1-point lead, 21-20. Karen Lee taking full advantage of her timeout. Still has the Trojans in their huddle, giving instruction. St. James stacking it up, breaking huddle, taking the court. St. James holding on to a 1-point lead. Number 3 for ACA, serving the ball into the Trojans. Serve comes in, played by Allen Browning. Carson Crow helps her out, gets the ball over to Capulla, who rolls the ball over the block for a kill. St. James 22, ACA 20. Bailey Williams serves the ball in. ACA sets up their offense. Tipped at the net, punched up by Kathleen Wright. Olsey punched up. Carson Crow pushes the ball over. Point for St. James. Ball went on the ACA side of the net and they pushed it into the net. That's a point for St. James. Timeout ACA. St. James with a 3-point lead now, 23-20. Interview. Hey, maybe between sets, we'll get a little alumni interview. Bailey Williams, number 14 for St. James, serving St. James with a 23-20 lead in this first set. Floater serve goes to the back row of the ACA defense. Pushed up their offense. Ashley White with a block. Ashley White pushes the ball up to Kathleen Wright. She hits the ball over. Tipped at the net. Carson Crow gets it to Olsey. Olsey to Ashley White. Ashley White hammers the ball over the block. ACA gets it up. Mary Lee Capulla pushes the ball up to Olsey. Olsey to Capulla. She rolls the ball over the block. Nice play by Capulla to get the ball over. Carson Crow calls it. Gets the ball over the defense. They push the ball over. Free ball now to St. James. Played by Carson Crow. She gets it to Olsey. She pushes the ball up to Ashley White. Gets the ball up. Ball is pushed over. Dug up by Capulla. Gets it to Olsey. Back to Ashley White. She pushes it back to the back corner. Capulla pushes the ball back up to Olsey. Olsey back to Capulla. Hammers the ball to the left. Dug up by ACA. Great volley. ACA attacker hits it into the St. James block and down on St. James side for a point for ACA. Great volley right there. St. James holding on to a 2-point lead. Number 15 for ACA serving the ball into St. James. Nice serve played by Carson Crow. She gets it to Olsey. Olsey back sets to Ashley White. Off the block and out of bounds. That's a kill for Ashley White. That's her 4th kill. Point for St. James. This is set point. 24-21. Emily Poundstone comes in for Ashley White. Will be serving for St. James. Floater ball comes in to the back left. ACA sets up their offense. Push on the back row goes to Bailey Williams. Poundstone. Poundstone to Olsey. Olsey hits the ball wide left. Point for ACA. St. James now holding on to a 2-point lead. Still set point. Number 6 for ACA. Serving the ball to St. James. Ball barely hits the tape, gets the ball to Bailey Williams. Bailey Williams to Crow. Olsey rolls the ball over the defense. ACA sets up their offense. Touch at the net, point for ACA. Nice attack by the ACA hitter. St. James still at set point, scores 24-23. Ball played by Carson Crow, gets it to Poundstone, back sets to Capulla. Capulla off the block. ACA digs the ball up. Ball's pushed over. Played by Capulla to Poundstone, back to Capulla. Off the block and out of bounds. That's a kill for Mary Lee Capulla to end the set. Very good volleyball match there. St. James takes the first set 25-23. We got about 45 seconds before we'll start this second set. This again is a best 2 out of 3 match, the third set. If needed, and this time I hope we don't need it, we'll play to 15. Both teams take the court. Hey, Megan. Hey, is that red light on? Is there a red light on there? Okay. The down ref is checking the ACA lineup and positions. Libero takes the place on the back row. ACA will be serving to St. James in this first set. Number 6 for ACA. Serving the ball in. Nice serve. Oh, that's an ace. Ace for the ACA server, number 6. Point for ACA. They take the early lead, 1-0 over St. James. Serve comes in, played by Carson and Crow. Over to Olsey. Ashley White. Off the block and back onto the St. James court for a point for ACA. ACA leading St. James 2-0 in the second set. Nice floater serve played by Carson and Crow. And out of bounds. Point to ACA. ACA takes an early lead over St. James 3-0. Another nice serve played by Bailey Williams. Over to Olsey, back to Ashley White. She rolls it over the defense. ACA sets up their offense. She hits the ball off the St. James blocker and out of bounds for a point for ACA. ACA now with the lead, 4-0. I'm sorry, we got a correction. 3-1. St. James with a side out. Dug up by Marilee Capulla. Carson Crow pushes the ball over to Kathleen Wright, and the ball's down on the ground. That's a kill for Kathleen Wright. St. James now trailing by 1, scores 3-2. Poundstone serving the ball in. ACA sets up their attack. That ball's out. Point St. James ties the score at 3-3. Not sure what happened on St. James' first point unless there was a net violation there. Poundstone serves the ball into the back row for ACA. They set up their offense. Ball's dug up by Carson Crow. She gets it to Poundstone. Back to Capulla. Off the block and out of bounds. Capulla's 6th kill of the match. St. James takes the lead now 4-3. Poundstone serving for St. James. Floater serve back to the back left corner. ACA sets up their back row attack. Nice dig by Carson and Crow. Capulla gets the ball over. Oh, that was a lift. Didn't get called. Bailey Williams made a nice dig and got the ball over. ACA hit the ball over the net and on to St. James court. Point for ACA. That ties it up at 4. Number 8 for ACA serving St. James. Ball comes in, played by Olsey. Bailey Williams saves it back over to Olsey. She rolls it over the defense and down. The kill for Emily Olsey. That's her first kill of the match. Point for St. James inside out. Marilee Capulla, number 7, serving for St. James. Nice floater serve back to the back right corner. Ball's pushed up to the net. Nice block by Kathleen Wright, Emily Olsey. Point for St. James. Nice block at the net. St. James leading now 6-4. Nice floater serve. It's a little long. Service error for St. James gives ACA a side out. St. James leading now by 1, score 6-5. Number 9 serving for ACA. Floats the ball over, played by Bailey Williams. Gets it to Poundstone, back to Crow. Nice kill by Carson Ann Crow. That's her 7th kill of the match. Alan Browning, number 8, comes in for Kathleen Wright. Serves for St. James. St. James up 7-5. Ball floats in. Pushed up, blocked by Olsey at the net. That's a block by Olsey. Point for St. James. St. James leading now 8-5. Alan Browning still serving for St. James. She floats one over to the back right corner. ACA sets up their attack. Browning digs the ball up. Oh, ball goes out of bounds off St. James. Point for ACA. Side out. St. James holding on to a 2-point lead. Scores 8-6. Serve comes into the Trojans, played by Carson Crow. The overpass. Bailey Williams hits the ball down for a kill. There's an overpass. Carson Crow got it to Poundstone. She got it over to Bailey Williams for a kill. That's her 3rd kill of the match. It gives St. James a 9-6 lead. Number 16, Emily Olsey, back serving for the Trojans. Olsey serves the ball, being it to the back left. Oh, the ACA setter runs into an attacker. Ball goes out of bounds. That's an ace for Olsey. St. James leading now 10-6. Olsey floats one into the back left corner. ACA sets up their attack. Roll play over. Olsey gets the ball over to Carson Crow. Cross attack. ACA sets up their attack. Blocked at the net by Bailey Williams and Ashley White. Bailey Williams' 2nd block of the match. St. James leading now 11-6. Olsey serves the ball into the middle of the back row. ACA sets up their attack in the middle. Oh, nice kill by the ACA attacker. Gives them a side out. St. James leading now 11-7. Number 3 for ACA. Back serving to St. James. Serve comes in, played by Carson Crow. She gets it to Olsey. Olsey, Ashley White. Ball's hit out of bounds. Point to ACA. The Trojans leading the Eagles now 11-8. Serve comes in, played by Alan Brown. She gets it to Olsey. Olsey back sets to Carson Crow. Ball's down. Kill for Crow. Olsey to Crow. Point for St. James. They now lead the Eagles 12-8. Carson and Crow, number 13, back serving for St. James. Floater serve comes into the middle of the back row. That's an ace for Crow. That's her 1st ace of the match. Score now St. James 13, Alabama Christian 8. Crow floats another one back into the back row. ACA sets up their attack at the net. Ball's dug up by Alan Brown and punched over the net by Bailey Williams. We got a line violation, net violation on St. James. That's a point for Alabama Christian. St. James leading now 13-9. Number 15 serves the ball, hits the tape. Marilee Capulla digs it up to Olsey. Olsey back to Bailey Williams and down. ACA digs the ball up. Capulla gets the ball over to Olsey. Olsey back to Capulla. She punches it over the defense. ACA gets the ball up. Carson Crow plays it to Olsey. Olsey back sets to Ashley White. Ball down on the block. That's a kill for Ashley White. That's her 5th kill. Off the block and out of bounds. Point to St. James. St. James now leads Alabama Christian 14-9. Bailey Williams back serving for St. James. Floats one into the back left. That's an overpass. Carson Crow comes in, gets the ball to Olsey. Olsey back to Kathleen Wright. Kathleen Wright gets the ball. We got a free ball to St. James, played by Carson Crow. Emily Olsey gets it to Ashley White. She tips it over to the defense and in the back row. ACA sets up their attack. Kathleen Wright punches it up. Crow gets it to Capilla. Oh, the long attack's long and out of bounds. Point to Alabama Christian. St. James now leading ACA 14-10. Number 6. ACA server serves the ball into Carson Crow. She gets it to Emily Olsey. Back to Kathleen Wright. That ball's long. Point to ACA. St. James now with a 3-point lead. Scores 14-11. Serve comes in, played by Carson Crow. She gets it Emily Olsey. Back up to Carson Crow. That ball's in. Back row attack for Carson Crow. St. James leading now 15-11. Emily Poundstone serving for St. James. She floats one into the back left corner. ACA back sets to their offense. Tip off Carson Crow and out of bounds. Point for ACA. St. James holding on to a 3-point lead now, 15-12. Serve comes in short, dug up by Carson Crow to Poundstone. Back to Capuglia, off the block and down. Kill for Marilee Capuglia. That's her 7th kill. Point for St. James. It now leads ACA 16-12. Marilee Capuglia, number 7, back serving for St. James. Nice serve back into the back left corner. ACA sets up their offense. Nice dig by Marilee Capuglia. Overpass. St. James called for a net violation. Point to ACA. St. James now with a 3-point lead. Scores 16-13. Serve comes in, played by Bailey Williams to Poundstone. Poundstone to Olsey. She pounds the ball, hits a net. ACA sets up their offense. Free ball to St. James. Olsey to Poundstone. Back to Crow. She rolls the ball over the defense. ACA sets up their attack. St. James digs the ball up. Carson Crow gets it to Poundstone. Back to Crow. Ball's down and out of bounds. That's a kill for Carson Crow. That's her 10th kill. Point for St. James. It now leads 17-13. Alan Browning in for Kathleen Wright. Serves for St. James. Floats it into the back row. ACA sets up their middle attack. Ball's tipped. Played by Browning. Poundstone gets it over to Crow. Down the line. Dug up by ACA. Free ball to St. James. Played by Marilee Capuglia. Punches it up to Poundstone. To Olsey. That's a lift. Ball gets over. ACA gets the ball back over the net. Free ball. Browning, Poundstone, Crow, tipped it over the block. Oh, nice play by Poundstone. Gets it over to Crow and down. Poundstone with a nice save. Timeout ACA. That's a great save by Poundstone to get the ball over and Crow could tip it over the net. St. James leading now 18-13. Sorry, I was corrected by my color commentator here. I gave Carson Crow that kill. Emily Olsey tipped that ball over the block and down. Emily Olsey with that last point. St. James leading Alabama Christian now 18-13 in this second set. Alabama Christian is taking the court. St. James break huddle. Alan Browning, number 8, libero for St. James, serving. Serve floated in. ACA sets up their attack, pushes the ball over in the middle of the St. James defense. Point for ACA. St. James hold on to a 4-point lead now, 18-14. Serve comes in, played by Carson Crow to Poundstone. Back to Crow, she pushes it over. Nice attack by number 3 for Alabama Christian. Point for them. St. James leading now 18-15. Ball comes in, that's long. Service error for Alabama Christian gives St. James a side out. St. James now leading 19-15. Emily Olsey back serving for St. James. Ball comes in. ACA sets up their offense. Ball's tipped at the net. Ball's dug up by Olsey. Browning to Ashley White. She hits the ball over. ACA digs it up, sets up their offense. Off St. James defender and out of bounds. Point to ACA. St. James holding on to a 3-point lead now. Score is 19-16. Number 3 for ACA serving to St. James. Ball comes in to Allen Browning. She gets it to Olsey. Olsey back sets to Crow. Ball's off the block. They dig it up. ACA serves the ball. Ashley White with a nice dig. Marilee Capulla gets the ball to Olsey. Olsey to Crow. Oh, that ball's out of bounds. Oh, that was a nice setup. Point for ACA. Carson and Crow just barely missed it. The score now, St. James 19, ACA 17. Serve comes in, played by Marilee Capulla. She pushes it to Olsey. Olsey over to Ashley White. Nice attack dug up by the ACA defender. They set up their offense. Ball handling error on ACA gives St. James their 20th point. Side out for St. James. They lead 20-17 with Carson Ann Crow back serving for St. James. She floats one into the middle of the defense. ACA sets up a back row attack. Ball's pushed over, played by Carson and Crow. Olsey pushes it up to Bailey Williams. St. James called for a net violation. Point to ACA. St. James leading now only by 2, 20-18. Number 15 for ACA serves the ball to Capulla. Saved by Bailey Williams. Nice save by the Trojan defense. ACA hits the ball into St. James block and down on St. James side of the court. St. James holding on to a 1-point lead now, 20-19. Coach Karen Lee calls a timeout. Both teams break huddle and on the court. Score, St. James holding on to a slim 1-point lead, 20-19. Serve comes in. Oh, we needed that. Service error for ACA gives St. James a side out and a point that we desperately needed. St. James 21, ACA 19. Bailey Williams serves the ball in. ACA sets up their attack. Blocked at the net by Kathleen Wright. Marilee Capulla gets it up. Ashley White back into the block. That was a lift that didn't get called. Ball comes over. Marilee Capulla digs the ball up. Olsey back over to White. She hits the ball over. Nice play by Ashley White. Saved the ball. And nice block at the net by White. The Ashley White show. Nice play by Ashley. It's heads up. St. James with a 22-19 lead. Bailey Williams, number 14, back serving for the Trojans. Serve floats into the middle of the ACA defense. Pushed up. That was a carry. Point for ACA. Trojans holding on to a 2-point lead. St. James 22, ACA 20. Number 6 for ACA serving to St. James. Serve comes in, played by Carson Ann Crow to Olsey. Marilee Capulla with a kill. Mary Lee Capulla, that's her 8th kill of the match. Nicely set up by the Trojan offense. Emily Poundstone comes in for Ashley White. The score now is St. James 23, ACA 20. Timeout, ACA. ACA breaks huddle, takes the court. St. James stacks it up, breaks huddle. The Trojans leading the Eagles 23-20. Emily Poundstone, number 10, back serving for the Trojans. Floater serve comes into the middle of the back row. ACA sets up their offense. Nice dig by Carson and Crow, gets it to Poundstone. Back to Capulla, at the net and down. Mary Lee Capulla, that's her 9th kill of the match. It's a set point, match point. This is the one we want here. Poundstone serves it in, gets it into the net. Oh, that ball might have been out. Poundstone saves it. Bailey Williams gets the ball over the net, down the line. ACA digs it up. It's a double hit, didn't get called. Carson and Crow gets the ball to Poundstone. Back to Kathleen Wright. ACA digs the ball up, gets it over to their offense. Carson and Crow digs it to Poundstone. Poundstone to Capulla, why not? Ball's dug up by ACA. Back set 17, pushed over to Crow. Crow to Poundstone, to Olsey. Kill by Olsey. Emily Olsey, perfect time for that kill. St. James takes the second set, 25-20. We needed that one. We needed to go home with a happy face. St. James will travel to Prattville tomorrow and play another tri-match at Prattville High School. We'll play Prattville and crosstown rival Montgomery Academy. We'll be live from there.